watch the stream and make sure the audio comes through, because there's a bug in OBS that I have to test and make sure. So I have to make noise and talk, and there we go. We have audio. Excellent. All right. Casting on Dementia Radio now and recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hi, folks. Devo Spice here. Luke Ski will probably not be joining us this evening. I don't know what's going on. He just texted me a few minutes before the show, said he won't be on. But we are joined by Andrew Butler. Welcome to the show, Andrew.
Thanks so much for having me. It's going to be awesome.
Happy to have you here. Welcome to episode 623 of the Funny Music Podcast. Title of this week's episode is Standing Meat. And I'm going to put that in the chat so you can refer to it. Your goal, should you choose to accept it, is to figure out how to work that into our conversations this evening.
Okay.
So we normally do the catch-up thing. Since Luke's not here, we'll start with me, and I'll do this.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
Oh, he's right.
So yeah, Luke bailed and didn't show up. So, so what have I been up to this past week? Well, the cool thing I did was on Sunday, or was it Saturday? I forget. I think it was Saturday. I drove into New York City to see Ludichrist perform live. They are an old New York City hardcore band from the 80s. Who later reformed into Scatterbrain. They have a really good sense of humor in their music. Not all of their music is funny, but they do have some very funny songs. So, which is what I always latched onto. And they put out 2 albums as Ludichrist, and then reformed as Scatterbrain. Put out a couple albums as Scatterbrain, and then broke up, went their separate ways. And then they've apparently reformed. So Ludichrist is back together performing again. So I went to see them on Saturday, and it was a grand old time. Lots of fun. Getting into the city sucked, but once I was there, it was great. And the only other thing that I can mention that I worked on is the FuMP Volume 92, which I'll talk about during the news because it's available now. That's what I've been doing. So welcome to the show, Andrew. What have you been up to?
Hey, yeah, well, I'm just excited to be here. I feel like growing up, I listened to Lemon Demon so much, and I've been doing some of my own recording, and I just remembered that Lemon Demon was on the FuMP, and I was like, I think I want to submit some of my songs to you guys. So I didn't know if I was bombarding into. I know you guys have such an established, cool thing going, but I'm just so happy that you guys could kind of let me join in to this group. But what have I been up to? Just recording a lot of songs, actually. I actually just released a new album just a couple weeks ago. And, that's what I've been up to. So cool. I would say just recording music.
Nice. All right, so we'll talk about your album after we play your song. So, yeah, give us a quick intro to this song, and we'll give it a listen.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is off Anything Is Possible. So the name of the song is Infographic. So basically, I guess the idea behind the song was just how, when words are failing you, how can you express your love to your love interest? Well, make an infographic, maybe make some bar charts, maybe make a line graph that you might dot with some hearts. And that's kind of where the crazy idea for the song came from.
All right, here is Infographic by Andrew Butler. Do you go by Andy or Andrew?
Usually Andrew, yep.
Okay. Infographic, here we go.
It seems the value of my each and every word is declining, and she deserves more than just the whining and the dining. I need a new way to express the way I feel. I need a new way to express my love is real. Maybe a moonlit walk as we stroll hand in hand, a lively dance to a swinging band. Maybe a soft embrace, a gentle sigh, a special place, a look in the eye. Or I can make an infographic, an infographic. I can make an infographic, an an infographic. 100% of me loves 100% of you. We can make it through, girl. 100% of me loves 100%. Another guy tries to woo you, but honey, we'd be fantastic. Here's my infographic. 100% of me loves 100%. I'll be enlisting some assistance from my fellow nerds, cause some pictures and some numbers paint 1,000 words. I'll dot my line graph with little hearts, cause my love for you is off the charts. And when I rap, it's all about the flow chart. You're gonna see my name on the Billboard chart. And when you make my heart stop, I can make a bar chart, honey. 100% of me loves 100% of you. We can make it through, girl. 100% of me loves 100%. Another guy tries to woo you, but honey, we'd be fantastic. Here's my infographic. 100% of me loves 100% of you. We can make it through. 100% of me loves everything you do. Honey, 100% of me loves 100% of you. We can make it through, girl. 100% of me loves 100%. Another guy tries to woo you, but honey, we'd be fantastic. Here's my infographic. 100% of me loves 100%. Or I can make an infographic. An infographic. I can make an infographic. An infographic.
Nice. It reminds me of that song More Than Words by Extreme, except the opposite, because I hate that song. And it's because it's like the whole point of that song pisses me off. It's like, all you have to do is all of this effort, and then you won't have to say I love you, because I'll know, because you did all these other crap.
Oh, okay. I don't know that song. I'll have to check that out.
Oh God, it just,
or maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's just it's one of these songs with, it also has annoying not key change, but chord changes in it, which always mess me up. But anyway, but your song is like the opposite of that, because you're putting the effort into it for a good reason. You're showing, making this cool infographic to show how much you love her, and I like that idea.
Well, yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, it's I don't know. It just there's something unusual too about the word infographic that just, I don't know. I'm drawn to interesting things and like different, interesting ways to express different things. So this was just kind of a cool little way. Like, how can I talk about bar charts? How can I talk about line graphs and add different puns in there? So it was a fun little thing to put together.
That's cool. It seems like it should have like a PowerPoint video to go along with it.
Yeah. Dress up in like a suit and tie and kind of go through the bar chart and line graph. No doubt, yeah. I mean, the only thing is, you want to make sure your love interest likes infographics, I guess. I don't know how that would go over on Valentine's Day.
Who doesn't love a good infographic,
Yeah, exactly. Forget the chocolates, forget anything else, forget flowers, just infographic.
Well, I think you may not want to forget the chocolate, but,
the infographic
in addition, infographic and chocolate, or anything and chocolate is usually a good idea.
I think you're right about that. Definitely.
So is this like a typical sounding song of yours?
It's interesting. I mean, I've been writing songs for as long as I can remember. And then, I don't know, I think I was in college when I said, I want to start adding some rap into some of my songs. So I think that's kind of where this came from. I think most of my songs, I don't really rap so much. But I don't know, this song, for whatever reason, just felt like it would be fun to do that. I feel like there's almost, you got the rap in the verse and then this very poppy kind of chorus that I think hopefully comes together nicely.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah.
At least I think so, anyway.
Well, thank you. I don't know. I try to get like a lot of different sounds on my different songs. Try to get a nice variety in there. So
that's cool.
Hopefully
I like that in an album when people kind of, especially in a comedy album, it adds a nice variety to, the sounds.
No doubt. Yeah, variety is the spice of life, as they say.
So yeah, you have a new album out. Tell us about that.
I do. So this is Anything Is Possible 2, the sequel to Anything Is Possible. So Infographic was on Anything Is Possible. That came out about a year ago, and then just a couple weeks ago came out with Anything Is Possible 2. The first one was kind of like, I think Infographic is pretty representative of that Anything Is Possible 1, where it's very poppy, very just fun, kind of extroverted, I guess you might say. But this Anything Is Possible 2, it's a little bit more introspective, kind of getting, kind of taking that idea of anything is possible, but exploring maybe a little bit more of an introspective side of that and some of the different decisions you might have to make in life. So I feel like there's still some of that like fun melody stuff, but it's almost like if you know Maxwell's Silver Hammer by the Beatles, you got that very fun, catchy melody, but there's kind of like a darker side to it at the same time. So that's kind of sort of the approach I was taking with Anything Is Possible too. So, and again, I think it's kind of a variety of different sounds on there. So
excellent.
Yeah, so we'll see where that goes. Yeah,
and you bill this as a comedy album, right? Like start to finish, or?
I would say Anything Is Possible 1 is more of a comedy album. I think Anything Is Possible 2, I never quite know how to bill myself, to be honest. I know Andy Kaufman kind of called himself like a song and dance man. I feel like I'm just trying to entertain people, and hopefully I make them laugh along the way. I feel like if I call myself comedy, that's maybe raising the bar too high sometimes, but hopefully the people will get a laugh out of things. And
well, the reason I ask is I have a spreadsheet that I maintain of comedy music releases as they come out. So I will add this album to the release, so long as you're not offended that to be, attached with the stigma of comedy music to it.
Not at all. Yeah, absolutely.
Because some people are like, "Oh no, I'm not a comedian. I do not." I take my music very seriously. Yeah, so do I.
No, I do not take my music too seriously. If I'm writing a song about an infographic to express love, I'm not taking it too seriously. So, yeah, that's cool though. But yeah, thanks for asking.
So yeah, I will add that to as soon as I get a moment to breathe. Things are crazy.
Yeah,
around here.
I feel you.
So what's the songwriting process for like with you? And do you do all your own music, or do you farm some of that out?
No, I do it all. Yeah. So I would say Infographic is pretty representative of my process. Like a lot of the time I'll just like a certain word will like pop into my head and I'll be like, that is a song title, like Infographic. Like that's just a funny sounding word. I'm going to write a song about that. So it often starts with that hook word and then it becomes the chorus. And I'll get like a sort of a concept behind it. Okay, what are we doing with the infographic? What's where's this going? So I think that's where the verses come in, and of course you need some music to go along with that. So, but yeah, I do everything on my computer. It's mostly synth sounds. On some of the other songs, I do some guitar and ukulele and stuff like that. But yeah, just like a lot of synth sounds, and yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah.
No, it sounds cool. It's a good sound.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Was there any particular reason you chose to do more rap on this song?
It's a good question. I definitely think there's something funny about rapping about infographic. I could have sung it too, and there's something funny just singing about an infographic, but something about rapping is just fun. I don't know, giving it that nice rhythmic element to it. Yeah. Not quite sure. It just happened. The muse came to me and I did it. So
cool. So do you perform out live at all?
Yeah, that's a great question, because back in college, and I'm like 6 years out of college now, but I used to do open mics all the time. In fact, back in college, I was in a boy band. We started a boy band. We did
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
People are like, "Are you joking?" Like I'm like, yes, no, I don't know. It's like a tribute. I don't know. I'm having fun up here. Don't make fun of me. But no, it was fun. Like we were well known on campus and everything, and so we did lots of shows, open mics and talent shows and that kind of stuff. I definitely took a break once I graduated college, but I just like 1 month ago did my first open mic in a very long time, and it was well received. I played some ukulele. In fact, I played Infographic there, and one person said he had never seen someone shred a ukulele like that, and my fingers actually were bleeding after the show. So,
oh wow,
hopefully that means it's a good thing, you know.
Was this like an electric distorted ukulele or just a regular?
No, it's just acoustic.
Okay.
So I definitely was trying to get the sound to resonate. So yeah.
You see you up there like Jimi Hendrix with a ukulele, you know.
Exactly, or like George Harrison or something.
No, that'd be great.
No doubt. Yeah.
So how did you get into like comedy music?
Yeah, it's a great question, because over the years I've never quite known how to build myself. People would say like, "Oh, that's children's music, right, Andrew?" I'm like, I didn't mean it to be children's music, but if children like it, great. So I feel like I'm kind of just trying to appeal to all generations, I guess you could say. Really just trying to entertain people at the end of the day. Hopefully I'm putting a smile on their face.
So you work clean generally, or are these like disturbing children's songs?
No, they're pretty clean. Excuse me. No, they're pretty clean. Like I don't think I've ever had, swears or anything in my songs or anything like that. So it's definitely clean type stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, I kind of grew up listening to a lot of Lemon Demon. That's probably one of my biggest inspirations musically. And, Ultimate Showdown and so many other funny songs, I think were a real introduction to comedy music for me. So
we actually just had a remastered version of Ultimate Showdown posted on the FuMP.
Oh, yeah. Needle Juice put that out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's cool stuff. Yeah, very cool.
Cool. So do you have anything you'd like to plug?
What? Well, there's the album, Anything Is Possible Too, at andrewbutlermusic.com. I'm always very appreciative of anyone who listens, and please feel free to reach out if you have any thoughts on that or positive. I thrive off negative feedback. Like, I love it so much. So feel free to send me negative feedback as well. But yeah, that's the big thing I'm pushing out there right now.
Were you going for the 80s look on the album cover?
I was definitely, I was just trying to get people's attention. Like
the wig is kind of very 80s hair.
No doubt. Yeah, I was just, I was like, I just need to get people's attention. It really has almost nothing to do with the album, but hopefully raises some eyebrows.
It definitely got my attention.
Good. Very
awesome.
Cool.
All right, so we're going to move on to news and other stuff like that. And promo. I need to get a new promo because this one's old. But I will do that soon.
This is the FuMP.
You know it's hard out here for a town.
It ain't steady
when
work.
you're trying to get this money for the rent.
It ain't steady
For
work.
the gas and electric money spent.
It ain't steady
Can't
work.
even save up for retirement.
It ain't steady
You know
work.
it's hard out here for a town.
It ain't steady
Can't
work.
get paid under the table, taxes in.
It ain't steady
On the
work.
W-2, don't get scared.
It ain't steady
You
work.
should've itemized everything you did.
I wanna be with you and only you for forever.
Insert name here.
I love you and only you.
Insert name here.
I love you.
It's a mess and I'm buried in stress, but other than that I'm okay.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Which is how my answer gets corrected. Though reality's a pain, it hasn't driven me insane. I'm doing about as well as could be expected.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, Weird Al has announced there is a new illustrated songbook coming out called The Illustrated Al, The Songs of Weird Al Yankovic. This is going to be published later this year by Z2 Comics. Features lots of great artists commissioned to create visualizations for some of Al's songs, including Bill Plimpton, Aaron Augenblick, Peter, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Bagge, B-A-G-G-E, Sam Viviano, Steve Chanks, and many more. Special collector's editions will be available with art prints, vinyl slip mats, coasters, and even an actual accordion. Pre-orders are being accepted now at z2comics.com. And I am tempted to pre-order the one with the accordion, so I have an accordion that I can play. Speaking of Al has announced he is now tested negative for COVID. He is back to 100% and is ready to resume his tour. So I'm not sure how many actual tour dates were canceled, but if you have tickets, check in with the venue, make sure everything is still happening. Devo Spice interviewed on Space Couch. Yes, I was interviewed by Brian Gropner, a.k.a. Dark NES of the Gothsicles, on his weekly show Space Couch, which you can find on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Space Couch Show. So check that out. My episode was the last Sunday's episode, which was the 22nd. Big shout out, big thank you to Brian for having me on the show. That was a lot of fun. And the FuMP Volume 92 is now available, featuring all the songs we posted during March and April, including Insane Ian's first video game medley in almost a decade, new songs by Mikey Mason, Knuckleheads, Bad Beth and Beyond, TV's Kyle, and many more. The album shipped to subscribers the other day, should start arriving soon. It also includes the lyric video for Take the Fire Back, Prometheus Has Left the Building by Worm Quartet. It is available now on CD or as a digital download from the store at thefump.com. It should start showing up on the streaming services shortly if it hasn't already. And the FuMP newsletter for May went out the other day, featuring stories about the FuMP Volume 92, some new releases, videos, and more. You can find that online at tiny.cc/FuMP0522. If you're not on our mailing list, tiny.cc/FuMP0522. It also features tour dates, such as tour dates. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goodie hosting at the Bluebird. On Tuesdays online, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On Thursdays online, Steve Goodie and Brad Tassel. On the 27th in Bristol in the UK, MC Lars. On the 28th in London, MC Lars. On the 29th online, Escape from the Secret Lab with the Consortium of Genius. On the 29th in Southampton in the UK, MC Lars. On the 29th in Monrovia, California, Bonnie Gordon, TV's Kyle and Linzilla, Luke Ski, Bonehenge, The Show with Adam and Sean, and Toilet Tea Paper. On the 30th in Manchester in the UK, MC Lars. The 31st in Glasgow, MC Lars. On the 1st in Half Moon Bay, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 2nd in Newcastle, MC Lars. On the 3rd in Leeds, MC Lars. On the 3rd through the 5th in Charlotte, North Carolina, Mikey Mason. On the 4th in Hatfield in the UK, MC Lars. The 4th through the 6th in... There's a new one. Colatream, Ireland, the Gothsicles. I should have asked Brian about that one. On the 5th in New Hope, Pennsylvania, Larry Tritel, and on the 7th in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Nuclear Bubble Wrap. Lots of tour dates all of a sudden. All right, second song this week, followed by a pre-recorded interview. This is All My Favorite Clothes Are Falling Apart by Steve Goodie.
All my favorite clothes are falling apart.
And why was there no picture for that? I know I set one. Hang on. Did I not? Maybe I forgot to actually save it from the MP3 file. Let's set it again. Where is the song art? Sorry, folks. Live podcasting. Okay. Save that. Close that. Close that. I'm going to rename the file so that it knows it's something different. And then I'm going to listen to the song again. Come on. You can do it. All right. This should do it.
All my favorite clothes are falling apart.
Of all my clothes, it's the ones I hate that don't have holes. They're in good shape. That ugly sweater with the big reindeer, I only wear that once a year. But my favorites are in heavy rotation. Hence, their steady disintegration. Holy Moses, there's holes in my clothes is one of my elbow shows. It's poking through like a big old nose. Holy thread count, I'm wearing my own hand-me-downs. My pants are all see-through. I'm down to half a shoe and my socks just gotta hang in there. Come on, fellas. And don't get me started on my underwear.
What's the deal with your underwear?
Hey, what did I just say? When my favorite clothes are falling apart, should I put on a bathrobe and head to Walmart? It's full of holes like I said before, but that's expected at the big box store at midnight. Oh, you're all fancy buying new clothes at the Walmart. No, actually, when I finally do replace clothes, here's where I go. On the first Saturday of the month, I do all my shopping at once. Cause everything's half price at Goodwill. And I don't mind a few mice or a couple million lies. Ugh. Oh, everybody scratch. Scratch on, scratch off. I scratched a hole right through the back of my britches. Now the moon will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow it'll see the sun. Holy crap, would you look at that? I tore myself a new one. All my clothes are falling apart. What? Falling apart. Falling apart. Oh, yeah. Holy Moses, there's holes in my clothes. I'm showing so much skin. I'm practically a Kardashian. Holy Jesus, everything's falling to pieces. My shirts are like Swiss cheeses. My pants are full of fleeces. And last year's Halloween Reese's. And several species feces. Come on, old clothes, give me one more day. And don't get me started on my lingerie.
What's the deal with your lingerie?
What did I just say? Awesome.
All right, I'm here with Steve Goodie. How you doing, Steve?
I'm well. How are you, Devo?
No, not work.
I'm sorry I asked.
I'm supposed to be working on the FuMP CDs right now, and instead I'm redoing work that the freelancers screwed up. So
excellent. That's good because I probably have a new job for you in the next few weeks of more CD duplication.
Okay,
that'll be exciting.
I will just not sleep for the next foreseeable future.
Another thing, yeah.
And yeah, okay, good.
That'd be fine.
So tell us about your clothes.
Oh man, well, as you know, shopping for clothes is my least favorite thing to do ever of anything. I like least. Well, until we started working on a new song about buying food. So it's one of my two least favorite things. This one currently rhymes, so I think it's the least favorite. And I think you already played it, so this is after?
Yeah.
Okay. My friends Bethany Hill and Bill Warrington, who are the president and vice president, respectively, of my fan club.
Ooh.
Have been for many years. All we need is some fans, and we're all set.
Well, you got two.
Yeah, and they're the cabinet too. They came over about a month ago, and we sat on the front porch, and we ate cherries and apples and pears, and we came up with this idiotic song. And we were so excited about that, immediately recorded it, and Dr. Demento's actually already played it. And I would have premiered it on the FuMP, except I had to wait because you've been gracious enough to give me all these extra dates earlier month, so I couldn't wait. He had to have it. He was pounding on my door. New song about clothes, Steve. So I did. And now maybe you can help me out with this. In the intervening time, I've performed it about 6 times live in front of people, and I have yet to get it right. I've been rehearsing and practicing and practicing and rehearsing, and I just can't get it right. So I was thinking, if it's okay with you, could I try it now? I mean, I know you already played it, but...
Sure, but what makes you think you're going to get it right now?
I don't think I'm going to, but maybe I will, and then I can stop trying.
Okay.
You know, with COVID and everything, it's hard to find places to play out that I feel safe. And I've always felt safe with you, Devo.
Aw.
So, and as you know, you have a part in this song. So
I do.
We've already gone over this. Are you ready?
I'm.
Okay. You're probably fine. It's me I'm concerned about. All right, here we go. All my favorite clothes are falling apart. Of all my clothes, it's the ones I hate that don't have holes. They're in good shape. That ugly sweater with the big reindeer, I only wear that once a year. But my favorites are in heavy rotation. Hence their steady disintegration. Holy Moses, there's holes in my clothes is one of my elbow shows. It's poking through like a big old nose. Holy thread count, I'm wearing my own hand-me-down. My pants are all see-through. I'm down to half a shoe and my socks just gotta hang in there. Come on, fellas, and don't get me started on my underwear.
Steve, what's the deal with your underwear?
Hey, what did I just say? Well done. When my favorite clothes are falling apart, should I put on a bathrobe and head to Walmart? It's full of holes, like I said before, but that's expected at the big box store at midnight. Oh, now you're all fancy buying new clothes at the Walmart. Actually, when I finally do replace clothes, here's where I go. On the first Saturday of the month, I do all my shopping at once. 'cause everything's half price at Goodwill. And I don't mind a few mice or a couple million lice. Oh, everybody scratch. Scratch on, scratch off. I scratched a hole right through the back of my britches. Now the moon will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow it'll see the sun. Holy crap, would you look at that? I tore myself a new one. All my clothes are falling apart, falling apart, falling apart. Holy Moses, there's holes in my clothes. I'm showing so much skin. I'm practically a Kardashian. Holy Jesus, everything's falling to pieces. My shirts are like Swiss cheeses. My pants are full of fleeces. And last year's Halloween Reese's and several species. Ah! Come on, old clothes, you gotta hang in there for one more day. And don't get me started on my lingerie.
Very nice.
I did it! I can stop trying.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
Devo.
we now have bonus content for the next FuMP CD. So thank you
How
for
awesome
that.
is that? I needed a nap.
Yeah. So the music for this song is kind of all over the place. There's lots of changes and stops and starts and stuff. Why are you doing that
I think
to
it's
yourself?
my new thing. The new song also about food shopping is that way too. Because Bethany and Bill and I sat on the porch and we just kept throwing ideas out, and they're all ridiculous and completely unrelated to each other about what kind of clothes are you looking for, and where do you look for them, and how are they falling apart, and just we came up with 5 pages of stuff. What you just heard was about maybe 1 page. Sewn together in as integrated a way as we could possibly do it, but it's still a mishmash. It's practically a medley. And the food
I
song,
was thinking that it kind of sounds like one.
yeah, the food song, which you'll be hearing soon, is I think even more so that way. It's just completely disjointed. But I think that's part of the fun of it. You can get away with more stuff if you're constantly changing gears.
But it makes it harder to get it right when you're performing.
I know, but not impossible. I've always my benchmark is the Dumbledore song. I never thought I could do that live, and I can do that live. So if I can do that, if you put in enough practice, you can do just about any song.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to practice your brains out and fail a lot.
It took me forever to learn the third verse of Cellular Degeneration with all the, self-censoring and stuff.
All of your songs are like that. You've got a ton of memorizing. Like, who am I telling? Jeez. So yeah, in a way it makes it harder to memorize, but actually in some ways it's easier because with only a few exceptions, there's no repeated sections. So it's not like you have to remember the words to this chorus here and that chorus there with the same music and make sure you don't mix them up.
Yeah, that's something I always struggle with is like,
helps.
okay, which chorus is coming up, which verse is the thing? Yeah.
That's the biggest struggle with the song I just did, is that there are 2 choruses and they do have identical music, but almost entirely different words. And I do have to keep it straight. And I've just been riding my bicycle and listening to this over and over and over. I got a version with lyrics and a version without lyrics, and I in my earbuds over and over and over and over. And today, as I was riding home from the Bluebird Cafe just moments ago, I did it without anything in my ears. So just going over it. I got it in my head enough that I don't have to search for what's the next thing. I just have to. I'm at that final stage, which is the fun one of just keep going over it so it comes out fluidly. I'm not hunting for it. I just got to make sure it comes out smooth.
Well, you got through it on the FuMPcast, so congratulations.
I know, I'm as stunned as anybody.
I think this was the first time I've ever been personally serenaded on the FuMPcast, so that was good.
And you did your job beautifully. That was
Well,
great.
thank you.
It took me back to when you said, what about her emails? There's that all over again.
Ah, yes. Cameos on Steve Goodie's song. It's what I live for.
I think we can both rest now.
Yes. Excellent. So how are things going at the Bluebird with all the COVID stuff?
Well, they, as far as I know, and as far as I know that they know, there have been no cases of COVID spread at the Bluebird, but I don't think they actually know that. But they have taken down all of the vaccine requirements, which, in my opinion, is a mistake. But they did that. Deaths are down, cases are up. So I don't even know how to start figuring it. I don't know if you've ever been to the Bluebird, but one of the things they're famous for. It's a small room, and some shows are on the stage, which is at one end of the room, but some shows are in the round in the middle of the room. They have 4 songwriters facing each other, and that's one of the most famous and fabulous things about the Bluebird is to have. It's like being in a living room with amazing songwriters, and you got audience members over your shoulder, and everybody's in. It's very friendly. They haven't been doing that because but they're going to start doing that again, I believe, in June or July. And again,
not my favorite thing, and I won't be participating in things like that. My take is, and everybody can do what they want, I wear a mask whenever I'm not on the stage there, and as soon as I'm off the stage, that mask is back on, and I don't hang around. I'll be in the room when I got to be in the room to do my job, but other than that, I'm out of there with my baby monitor on the back porch. So that's my scoop on the Bluebird. I do feel that our management is smart and careful. They did close. They're one of the first ones to close down and one of the last ones to open up again in Nashville, and one of the first ones to put in a vaccine mandate for the club. So points for
That's
that.
good.
I just don't agree with everything, but we do what we can.
Yeah. So do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Let's see. I'll always stevegoodie.com, and come see me at the Bluebird every Sunday in Nashville at the Bluebird Cafe. I'm actually going to go to Edinburgh in August, finally, to do the Fringe Festival, which we've been bumped for the past 2 Augusts. Me and Brad doing our Halloween show. It's actually going to happen this year, unless monkeypox takes us out. And so we'll be flying in and out of Chicago. So a couple days before that, the last couple days of July, I'll actually be in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. If anybody wants to come to Escanaba, I think the 30th and the 31st of July, if I'm not mistaken. And then when we come back, I'll be in the Chicago area all of the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th of July. No, August. Third week of August. And with our friend Patty Vasquez, she's booking me some gigs in comedy clubs, and I got a couple house concerts and things like that. So yay, and it'll all be at stevegoodie.com. If you can't remember what I just said, honestly, I'm talking so fast, I don't know how anybody can understand any of it. But you did ask.
All right. Yep. It sounds good. Just make sure your website's updated so Lee can get it in the newsletter.
I'll try to remember that. I'm the worst.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you next time.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback. Feedback. You know that segment of the show we do about now? Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback. First of all, thank you to Dave's Not There TV for subscribing to our Twitch channel using Amazon Prime. And Brett Glass wrote, one variation of the infamous slogan that Shoebox didn't include in his inspired rant was Aaron Go Brandon, which I heard this year, unsurprisingly, from an inebriated reveler on the Sunday after the Saturday immediately following the actual calendar date of St. Patrick's Day. Thank you, Brett. And that's all the feedback we got this week. So we do this now.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah. Tomorrow's song is by Dead by 28. And Tuesday's song is by TV's Kyle. And I didn't come up with a topic for next week's Spotify playlist topic. So Andrew, you have any ideas? What topic can I put together a playlist of songs about?
Oh man, pressure's on. Jeez, don't do this to a new guy.
Better you than me.
What about standing meat?
Thank you. I couldn't get to the button fast enough.
How about a playlist about buttons?
Buttons? Actually, I was thinking I can do meat. I might be able to find enough songs about meat. I think I'll do meat.
There you go.
I'll put down buttons as a potential future one. I don't know any songs about buttons offhand. But I know a couple off the top of my head about meat, and I can probably find a few more. All right. Steve Goodie is at stevegoodie.com. Andrew, plug yourself one more time.
Okay, AndrewButlerMusic.com, baby.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice, and there's Andrew.
Thanks, everyone.
And hopefully Luke Ski will be back next week.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
No!